Your many interests are not the problem. Your lack of ruthless decisions and clear priorities is. A samurai who runs into battle with 10 swords drawn dies in the first minute of the fight. That's you, scrolling between business ideas, hobbies, crypto, and wondering why nothing truly moves. There's an old Japanese saying, "The one who chases 2 rabbits goes home hungry." You're chasing 20. And the brutal truth is, it's killing your potential. Not because you have too many interests, but because you treat every single one as if it had to become your main destiny right now. If you stay until the end, you will walk away with a step-by-step system for turning your many interests into real progress. A 3-bucket samurai system that lets you keep your curiosity, build real income and mastery, and stop waking up with that same foggy guilt about all the projects you've started but never completed. You'll learn why being a jack of all trades is not your curse, but your future advantage in a chaotic, wicked world. If you stop trying to live 20 lives at once and instead build depth serially, one focused season at a time. In a few minutes, I'll give you a concrete template you can copy. Chapter 1. The Curse of the Untrained Polymath. Before we fix your strategy, you need to see the trap you're in. You wake up motivated. New podcast in your ears. You decide, I'll learn coding, read about investing, get into design. Also, finally learn Japanese. By noon, you're researching cameras. By evening, you're deep in 3 threads about crypto and 2 new book recommendations. And yet, when you lie in bed, there's that familiar ache. Why am I still in the exact same place after another big plan day? The problem is not your curiosity. Psychologists call people like you scanners or multipotentialites, wired for intense curiosity about many unrelated subjects, easily bored by doing just one thing forever. The samurai equivalent? A warrior who studies every weapon, every stance, every style, yet has never committed to one kata long enough to survive a single real duel. Ancient Japanese wisdom says, "He who chases 2 rabbits catches neither." Modern science says something similar. Your brain's cognitive energy is limited. Constant context. Switching destroys deep work, and without depth, none of your talents can carry you. Your mission is not to kill your curiosity. Your mission is to govern it. Chapter 2. Samurai Law. One blade leads. Imagine a samurai walking into battle carrying every weapon from the armory. Spears, bows, swords, daggers, all strapped to his body. He looks versatile, right up to the moment steel actually clashes, and he can't commit to a single strike. Samurai training followed a different law. In any season of your life, one blade leads. You might know archery, horseback riding, strategy, but in a real fight, you commit fully to one main weapon. Your life works the same way. The mistake of multi-potentialites is treating every interest as a potential career and trying to monetize all of them at once. This splits your time, your energy, and your courage into pieces too small to matter. There is another Japanese proverb, continuation is strength. Not enthusiasm, not novelty, just showing up again and again. The samurai did not switch swords every week. They drilled the same cut, the same stance, thousands of times, long after it stopped being exciting. If you want a life where your many interests actually compound into power, you need a lead skill, your primary blade for the next 6 to 12 months, the one skill that pulls all the others forward. Everything else bends around it, not forever, just for this season of battle. Chapter 3. The 3-bucket system, money, soul, shelf. Here is where we turn your chaos into a strategy. The 3-bucket system, the samurai way to live with many interests without drowning in them. Bucket 1. The money maker, lead domino. This is the skill or project that has the clearest path to income in the next 6 to 12 months. Whatever has both market demand and your genuine interest, this becomes your lead skill. You allocate your best cognitive hours to it. This is where you accept the valley of despair, the stretch where results are slow, boredom hits, and you want to run away. Bucket 2. Soul stuff, ritualized passions. These are the interests that keep your inner world alive. Music, art, martial arts, philosophy, writing. They don't need to pay you. Their job is to keep you human. You don't give them your best work hours. Instead, you turn them into small, stable rituals. Bucket 3. Curiosity shelf, future seasons. This is where you put all the shiny new ideas that show up every week. You are not saying never. You are saying not this season. This simple act shifts your identity from scattered dabbler to strategic generalist. Right now, you can open a note and divide your interests into these 3 buckets. You haven't killed a single passion. You've simply given each one its rightful place in your hierarchy. Chapter 4. Serial Mastery, Seasons of Focus. In a few moments, I'll show you how to design a realistic week around this system, so you stop betraying your own plans. First, understand this. The world you live in is not a simple, predictable, kind environment. In a kind world, rules stay stable, feedback is immediate, and doing one thing forever works well, like farm work. But your world is wicked. Rules change, markets shift, technology evolves. What works today breaks tomorrow. In wicked environments, flexible generalists actually have a huge advantage if their knowledge has depth in a few pillars and breadth across many domains. Think of yourself as a future polymath, not someone who knows a little about everything, but someone who goes deep, one field at a time, then carries those patterns into the next field. This is where serial mastery comes in. Instead of trying to master all skills at once, you commit to a single skill for a whole season and drive it forward until it's genuinely strong. During that season, your main metric is depth. Your distractions are explicitly parked on the curiosity shelf, and your soul stuff stays as small rituals, not big projects. You might have a coding season, then a data and automation season. Each season, you push one pillar deep. Over years, you become an M-shape, multiple deep pillars, connected by a wide network of metaphors and insights that let you see patterns others miss. Serial mastery means you can have many passions, but not many main priorities at the same time. You become the samurai who trains with one primary weapon per season, yet over a lifetime, masters the entire art of war. Chapter 5. Time, Death, and the Design of Your Week. There is a reason this matters more than productivity. One day, maybe sooner than you think, a car swerves, a doctor clears their throat, or someone you love doesn't wake up. Mortality is not a concept. It's a date on a calendar you can't see. The samurai lived with memento mori in their bones. To win any battle, you must fight as if it were your last. Not as in reckless, but as in nothing important will be postponed to someday. You, with your many interests, have decades left, if you're lucky. Enough time to master several pillars deeply. If you stop trying to live 10 parallel lives, and instead live one intentional life with many chapters. Your new code is simple. One lead skill for this season, a few soul rituals that keep you alive inside, and a curiosity shelf that honors every passion by giving it a place in time. Once your week reflects such a hierarchy, you suddenly feel a quiet, grounded sense of, I am actually moving forward now. You began this video with a hidden shame. Now you see, your many interests are not a defect. They are raw power that simply needs a frame. Modern research on multipotentialites and scanners confirms it. Curiosity without structure leads to self-sabotage, but a structured variety creates advantage. The world needs more people like you with so many interests. Turn from chaotic curiosity into precise actions. Choose your blade. Your next season starts today. What will you dare to train first?